This is the Hardcam Wrestling Podcast with me, Ryan Palmer, Nick the Twin Towers, and James Richards. We will be reviewing. Yeah, say hello, both of you. Be rude. Come on.
Yeah, God.
Say hello, Nick.
Hello.
We are reviewing AEW and NXT, but not in that order, from this past Wednesday. Please, can you both plug your socials as usual?
You can follow me at Twitter at HardCamJames. I tweet lots of random wrestling crap.
You, Nick, with your artwork and stuff.
Yeah, artwork, the associated artwork page that's connected to the Hardcam Wrestling Podcast Facebook group, Wrestling Artwork V2. Look it up, give us a holler. If you've got any requests, let us know. I might doodle it. And just at Pencil Tree on Twitter.
You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter at Yardy316. Follow the podcast on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow and listen on Podbeam, and follow on Twitter at Hardcam Podcast.
Don't forget to ring the notification bell as well, so you get notified when we upload.
Good point. It's a good point.
Getting hang of this YouTube thing, me.
Tremendous, absolutely tremendous. So how you both been today? You been up to much, if anything?
Finished work really early today. Absolutely love it.
How about you, Nick?
That's the only reason why I'm here.
You saved the day, man. You totally saved the freaking day.
And watching wrestling. That's pretty much been my day.
It's a good damn day.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of the same, but working at the same time. So the perks of lockdown. The perks of hearing that we're in fucking lockdown 3. Well, I am up here. I don't know about you. I don't know where you are. But we're in tier 3.
Yeah, we've still got
Tier
3. So.
Well, I am in tier 2.
You're in tier 2. Lucky bastard.
Right in there, yeah.
You're in Brighton.
Yeah.
Ruth.
Well,
Wow.
weird thing is, like, Tunbridge Wells got one of the lowest in the country, but because it's in Kent, it's in tier 3. I'll be absolutely fuming if I lived there. Should be done by districts, not. But anyway, we're not getting political now.
No. So, NXT started with a recap of last week with all the Finn Balor shenanigans, the Undisputed Era coming in to make the save, whilst the Kings of NXT, led by Pat McAfee, were about to rush him, and the melee and the brawl that ensued afterwards, and William Regal coming out and saying there's 2 teams of 4, a grudge, or whatever, 1 ring. Actually, it's going to be 2 rings. This only means one thing: War Games.
Adam Cole in the background saying, "Please, I'm begging you, I'm begging you."
Yes, he was begging for it.
It's quite funny. One thing I'm noticed about that, I want to see it. Pat McAfee's acting all cocky. As soon as Regal says War Games, he's like, "Shit." And only Lorcan, Birch, and Dunn are like, all right. There's McAfee in the background going,
Like a proper chicken shit heel. I think they were playing War Pigs from Black Sabbath over that as well. It was a running theme throughout the rest of the show. What do you think of that last week, Nick? Did you see it last week? Or
yeah, I caught it. And yeah, man, it's cool. Obviously, it's the return we've been waiting for. The Undisputed Era is back. You get that square off. Everybody knew it was leading to War Games. So I'm looking forward to it. And like James just pointed out, McAfee's reaction was on point. It's this cocky sort of like when everything's going his way, he portrays it very well. Joe will disagree, but McAfee's he nails it on the promos. And then as soon as they mentioned War Games, he just looked like he fucking shit himself.
But the good thing about it, Dunn, Lorcan, and Birch were really up for it.
Oh, they will be. They're British.
They're like, yeah, go on then.
Yeah,
All three of them are badass.
I think that all three of them have been in it before as well.
Lachlan and Birch haven't.
No.
I don't think.
Oh,
I know Dunn has.
It was in the first one, wasn't it, when you had like Ricochet stuff against Undisputed Era?
I think that's the second one.
That was the second one?
What I think the first one was the 3-on-3-on-3 with Yui, Orpheus Payne Strong, and what was the other one? Sanity.
Kevin Owens was was done in the one with Kevin Owens then. Oh,
Dunn was one after Kevin Owens last year.
Yeah. I've lost
Speaking of Kevin Owens
is on commentary with Vic Joseph, and Kevin Owens is wearing a yellow tie. He's wearing a t-shirt and a yellow tie, and the yellow tie is just dangling there
with a blazer.
And he says something about Vic Joseph's makeup, and Vic Joseph actually acknowledges this as well. So they launch into the first match, which is Ember versus Candice. They start off Candice as Indy Hartwell with her, and Ember goes after fucking Indy Hartwell. It's pretty funny because the bell hasn't even rung yet. It's kind of a heelish move, but for a babyface to do, because Indy Hartwell wasn't doing anything. So match starts. Candice is playing the chicken shit heel. She's avoiding Ember, going to the corner, ducking out the corner, stalling.
She just wanted her to calm down.
She did. You hear that? Fucking Kevin Owens is saying, "Oh, this is Ember Moon's declaration of her being a new Ember. This is Ember's law. Her new ring gear, her new attitude reflects all this, and the aggressiveness as well." So yeah, okay. You can see it by the way she's going after Candice.
This is the first time I've seen Ember Moon in NXT since she returned. I've noticed a new theme song, which I actually quite like. I love the old one, but this new one's actually not bad. I thought it was quite good. A new look seems really cool.
Very Mad Max kind of look.
It's really cool. Yeah, I'm quite liking it.
So, back and forth kind of a match. Candice is on the ring apron, whispering in the ear of Indy Hartwell. Why the ref's not telling her to get down, I don't know. So Ember knocks them both down, goes out the ring. She picks up Candice LeRae, slams her face first.
Kevin Owens on commentary. Hi, Candice.
Hi, Candice. That's funny. That was good. Candice LeRae is on the middle rope. She jumps into a fall-away slam. Then she rolls outside. She tries to run to the back. Ember's dragging her back, throws her back in the ring. Candice cuts her off. Ember stamps on her back and gets a 2 count from that. Kaylee, I keep saying Kaylee because my notes say CLR. So it kind of Kaylee Ray is KLR. Takes over, wears Ember down, slaps his chin locks. Ember's reversing, but gets into reverses that into a pin cover. Ember kicks out. She gets a kick in. She gets 2 count. Candice bucks a suplex, turns that into a 2. She gets a clothesline, another 2. And then a 1 count commentary talking about the Gargano way. And it's the new way. It suits them both. It's their new attitude. Vic Joseph asks for Kevin Owens' opinion on the Gargano way. Kevin Owens just buries it. I've got no opinion on it anyway. So he just doesn't really give a rat's ass about it. Ember does a smart, pretty good move in this. Like she somehow transitions an attempted clothesline from Candice to her into a trap suplex. So she traps Candice's leg and arm, and it turns that into an overhead trap suplex. And it looks pretty crisp, it's pretty clean. I've never seen her do that before. So after that, Candice rolls out the ring, and then outside the ring, as Ember goes after her, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez are on the ramp, just watching. So what do you think? What do you think of the involvement of Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez at this particular point? Anyway, you two.
I thought they were gonna be in the War Games match anyway.
Yeah. It was
I actually
pretty
thought
obvious.
it'd be Indy Hartwell as well, but obviously I was wrong. We'll get to that, but it makes sense, to be honest. Candice is going to want someone who's vicious. So in a match definitely like that, so it makes sense for why they're there. And we seem to have laid out the team by the end of the night anyway.
Yeah. And it seems pretty obvious with what happens next, basically. She, both Indy and Raquel, I should say, Raquel and Dakota Kai interfere. They get on the apron. The ref is telling them to get down off the rope. Gets distracted by them. Ember Moon goes up to the top rope to hit the Eclipse, but Indy Hartwell takes that bullet for Candice LeRae. She takes the Eclipse. The two girls, they jump down. They're escorted out. Well, they just jump down off the apron. Candice LeRae clotheslines Ember Moon. She gets the wicked stepsister, and the 3 count. So then afterwards, they all surround Ember. Ember's surrounded by Candice, by Dakota, Raquel Gonzalez, Indy Hartwell. Actually, Indy's on the deck because she's selling her neck. They're about to beat the living shit out of her. She gets out of the ring. She goes up the entrance ramp. Music plays. It's Toni Storm's music. Toni Storm looks to be helping Ember. She's like consoling her, and they're kind of like, Ember's like, yeah, let's go in the ring, beat them up. All 2 of us beat up all 4 of them. So yeah, let's go in the ring. They go towards the ring.
Technically 3. I wanted that Indy Hartwell much help.
3. Still, the odds are against them.
You only have to shove her head and she'll be hurt.
That's true. So Toni turns. She turns heel on Ember. She stops Ember from going in the ring, slams Ember into the ring steps, throws Ember back in the ring to the walls, and the girls just pick the bones. She gets one arm suplex from Raquel Gonzalez, and is left lying. On the outside, Toni Storm's there laughing, cackling like a demented witch. What do you think of that heel turn? Did either of you see that one coming?
No.
You didn't see that coming? Fucking hell. No. Yeah, I definitely would. There was an inkling of it last week, and possibly when she returned, for me anyway. It's like when she returned, they both returned on the same night. And it's just like, one's kind of diminished the other return and overshadowed the other return. And then last week she just interrupted her, and Toni interrupted Ember, randomly talking about the women's championship. And you're just like, what are you talking about? Who was talking about that? And I think the seeds were sown. And for me, it was kind of like obvious one of the 2 were going to turn. But it looked more like Toni, and that came to fruition. So I think it was a good match, good segment. What did you think of the match itself?
It was a fine match, fine TV match.
Yeah,
exactly. So then
give them 20 minutes. That'll probably be something very good.
Yeah.
But hey,
and a surprise turn. I like the turn, although it was obvious. Legado del Fantasma, they're backstage in their room, burying everyone that they've ever come into contact with, and burying new talent as well. So they're talking about the guys that we've already beaten, and there was a new guy. I cannot even remember his name, which is terrible. What about him? We'll beat him up as well.
The kid that won the #1 contenders match. Take one about.
No, it was a different guy.
I don't know.
I think he was. He's not even been on TV yet. I don't think. I honestly can't remember what his name is. It's something kind of spectacular as well. I should have actually noted it down. Next segment.
Right, quickly. There's something that bugs me with this.
Uh-huh.
Why does the Phantasma mention acknowledging Jordan Devlin?
They should be acknowledging Jordan Devlin, shouldn't they?
Not even acknowledging existence. He's in NXT UK claiming he's an NXT Cruiserweight champion, and he's defending it this week. I just get why he's not acknowledging him. Because that's something you could build up to with him versus Devlin to unify the belts.
There's a thing. They could be setting that up. Maybe they're gonna keep bragging about the people that they've beaten, and then it's like, oh, we've beaten everyone. There's no one left to beat in our division, and then Devlin comes out, or Ben Carter comes out possibly. 'Cause no one's ever seen him yet.
It's not like people from UK can go to America now. We've had Pete Dunne return. Grizz Young was returned last night. Pac's back in AEW. So they're going from the UK to US anyway.
Yeah.
So I just don't get why they're not acknowledging it.
Exactly. I think it's just to build up the suspension. So there's an AEW segment. They're coming to the ring. They're shown outside. Did I just say AEW? I mean Undisputed Era. Fucking hell.
Two very different things.
There's a UE segment, I should say. Video of the Pat McAfee show. Him slagging them off. Saying, yeah, Pete Dunne's going to go in that match for the man advantage and he's going to win. And he's going to be watching at home from the comfort of his own home. And he's going to be cheering him on. ... So Adam Cole is in the ring cutting a promo about other people saying that the Undisputed Era are finished. He states that the Undisputed Era made War Games famous, and he can't wait for Pat McAfee and his goons to be trapped in the cage with them. They all bury Pat McAfee. They will bury the rest of the guys as well. Kyle O'Reilly nominates himself to be in a ladder match. Cole says, yeah, fine. Yeah, he's down with this. He loves this angry version of Kyle. Yeah, he's really impressed. So it seems to be genuine. There's no cynicism in it at all. It doesn't look like it's going to turn. And in 2 weeks, they'll face Pat McAfee and his guys will face a different Undisputed Era. It won't be for bragging rights. It's not for championships. It'll be just to drag them all to hell. And that is Undisputed.
So
good promo. What did you think of that promo, either of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good promo. It's Adam Cole, really, isn't it?
Can't do no wrong, really. The final part of the story leading up to obviously the payoff. So, and yeah, I thought it was genuine as well between Cole and O'Reilly. You sort of seem like Cole was like, he's like a proud dad. It was kind of like, I like this. I like what you've become, kind of thing. I'm proud of you.
Yep.
As long as he doesn't stop doing the air guitar, I'm happy.
So then we get another backstage segment. They've got Candice LeRae, Raquel Gonzalez, and Dakota Kai milling about backstage, congratulating themselves on the job they've done in the ring. There's an interviewer with them. Not sure what the interviewer's name is. Kenzie Mitchell or something like that. Kenzie Mitchell. And they shoot her away, but they don't shoot the camera away, and they start talking amongst each other. And then the interviewer comes back and they say, all right, well, they say something about their War Games team. They introduce Toni Storm being in a War Games team. Toni Storm says that she told everyone that there'd be a new Toni Storm, and she showed them the new Toni Storm. And that was the Toni Storm that you saw right there turning heel. And then she just says, are we cool? To Candice. And yeah, we're cool. So Candice has recruited Toni Storm for her War Games team. And all four of them just mosey on off. Another backstage segment of Timothy Thatcher's students watching the TV, getting ready for his match. Timothy Thatcher versus Kushida. After that, yet another segment of the Garganos doing a WWE shop.com advert.
I thought this was funny.
It was pretty fucking funny. It was hilarious. It was shilling their own merch as well. It was better than the one on Raw with R-Truth. It was just silly, but this was pretty funny. So it kind of fitted their character, what they're doing with the Gargano way, being smarmy, and upping themselves as well.
I love this Gargano character.
It is so funny.
Get a bit onto it later on. I love the character so much.
So
one bit I remember when Candice was feuding Tegan Knox and she went round the Garganos for dinner. All ended a fight, and TV, obviously Candice, Nick and Tegan gone out the building. Gargano doesn't follow them, goes to help. He goes, TV.
TV. Yes, good. It's a revelation, sort of. So Timothy Thatcher and Kushida. It is a very hard-hitting, technical, ground-based, ground and pound, joint lock kind of a match. There's so many joint locks. There's so many kicks, so many punches that they hardly leave their feet. They hardly use the top ropes as well, and they hardly use the ropes in general. You have the added mystique of Tommaso Ciampa just pulling up a chair and watching from the outside. So he's just staring, scouting. Obviously, he's scouting Timothy Thatcher for a match which should be a really tough, hard-hitting match in itself. Maybe they'll form a tag team after that as well, which could be likely. So, I mean, the match is that technical and that hard-hitting. They start off with a Kimura attempt. So Timothy Thatcher is just on the ground. He's got Kushida in the double wrist lock Kimura attempt. Somehow gets out of that. There's uppercut exchanges. Thatcher gets a belly-to-belly suplex. He gets a 1 count off that. At one point, Thatcher slaps on a heel hook. Got a heel hook in tight, but Kushida somehow reverses that into an Indian deathlock. And he gets the bridge as well, which is really, really slick. That gets reversed into some sort of cravat type move. And then Kushida gets out of that. So there's a lot of transitions and, as I say, joint locks, reversals. There's one drop kick off of a hip toss from Kushida, and then Kushida gets caught in the ropes from a drop kick. He's trying to drop kick Thatcher, who's caught in the ropes. Thatcher's on the outside of the ropes, and he catches Kushida into a hanging leg lock, single leg lock. It's just amazing to watch the way he transitions into it. And there's another ankle lock. Actually gets an ankle lock on to Kushida. Kushida reverses that into his own ankle lock. He gets that reversed into a choke. Actually reverses that into a choke or some sort of sleeper type choke. Kushida reverses that. Gets out of that. Whilst Thatcher rolls out of the ring, he's staring out Tommaso Ciampa. Kushida arm breaks Thatcher on the ring floor, rolls him back in the ring. Tommaso Ciampa slams his chair on the floor, which somehow distracts Timothy Thatcher, and that enables Kushida to put the hoverboard lock onto Thatcher, who taps almost immediately. So he's just tapping out clean, and commentary just like, oh, he's tapped out. What did you think of that one?
Yeah, I'm just so happy that they're using Kushida. Right, the last few months they've sort of found the character and they're running with it, and matches like this kind of just show why they should have done it from day one. And Thatcher's awesome. Yeah, it was an awesome TV match for me.
I'm a sucker for matches like these. A lot of people don't like it because it's like slow and boring, but it's gripped me in this whole time. I stopped what I'm doing to watch this match. So when I first heard Kushida versus Tim Thatcher, I went, ooh, that sounds nice to watch. And it was. Yes. I really enjoyed this match.
So then,
Tommaso, at the end, Tommaso Ciampa on the hard cap goes to the camera and says, I think he has a problem with me now.
Yeah, you've got a problem. What have we got? We got a recap next of the Women's Championship from last week between Rhea and Io. They're putting each other over. At some point, it was stopped and there was a doctor involved. I didn't see that. That must have happened in the break or something. I don't remember chatting about that at all. So somehow the doctor got involved and was checking over Io because she was knocked silly. But that must have been during Picture in Picture, and I don't watch Picture in Picture. I can't stand the adverts. And then we got Pete Dunne cutting a promo, Oni Lorchin cutting a promo, and Danny Burch as well. In their various tones, you had the brummy tones of Pete Dunne, you had the Cockney Burch, and I think he's from New York, Oni Lorchin or something like that. So they're all basically cutting a promo on War Games and the upcoming ladder match as well. And we get the KO show with Leon Ruff. This
is my favourite segment of both shows.
Do you want to run with it?
Oh, Leon Ruff's just been dorky, which he's really good at as well. Like, he's so funny. And Kevin Owens is going by the tropes of main roster talk shows.
Yeah.
Said when he said I beat Johnny Gargano twice, Kevin's like, oh no, he's gonna come out. 3, 2, 1, couple of seconds, Gargano comes out, and you got Owens off him chair. Gargano's, and everyone starts saying stupid chairs. Gargano throws chair out the ring. So I don't care about stupid chairs. Then Gargano mentioned Damien Priest. Kevin was like, oh, here we go.
Well, he got a third chair, didn't he? He got the chair. And Gargano was like, I told you I didn't want a chair. And he goes, no, this one's not for you, mate. I've got a hunch. Yeah.
And mentioned Damien Priest. Kevin was like, oh, God, here we go. 3, 2, 1. No, he actually went, oh, it might be different NXT. Then his music came. Went, okay, maybe not. They all start arguing. And then Kevin Owens goes, we almost need Teddy Long come out here as an authority figure to make this a triple threat match. Anyone? No? Oh. Regal's music hits. And now it's a triple threat match for War Games. Afterwards, Bat Walkway goes, player.
Player. He says it in such a camp way as well.
Holla. Holla.
It was better than I thought that segment was going to be. Kevin Owens kind of made that being all self-referential and in-jokey. It's like, oh, if you mention somebody's name, that person's bound to come out in 3, 2, 1, their music's going to play. And then it happened. And then he mentions the Teddy Long, oh, the authority figure. An authority figure has to come out and make the match.
It's just mumbling under his breath as well, though, when he offered Priest the chair, and Priest said no. You just see him walking back, pushing the chair, and he's like, don't know why I bring so many of these bloody chairs.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
He's got Gargano's calling him stupid chairs. He goes, don't know why I bring so many stupid chairs. Absolutely brilliant segment.
It was. The next thing we had was a promo from Finn Balor.
What the cat dragged in.
It was worse than that. He says something like he's the big cat in town or something like this. And
if you're in my kitty box,
yeah, what the fuck? Don't play in my kitty litter. I've got a cat, and the cat doesn't play in kitty litter. He shits and pisses in kitty litter. So I don't understand that reference, unless that was like censored and it was meant, and it must be like a common phrase where it's like other cats don't come and shit or piss in my kitty litter. But so he had to modify it to say cats don't. He won't let other cats play in his kitty litter. It was really weird.
This wasn't weird. I'm about that. I couldn't say that.
Don't put chess pieces on my checkers board.
He's good on the mic, I say.
Yeah, he is good on the mic, but when he has weird stuff to say, it doesn't come over too well. Yeah. Don't put chess on my checkers board or checkers on my chessboard or something. That kind of made sense. That was good.
Yeah, I didn't mind that one, but the whole kit. Can you imagine a T-shirt that just says "Don't play in my kitty litter" or something like that? It's not really cool merch, is it?
It was weird. So then we get a promo with Shotzi Blackheart in a workshop or something. She's building something. She's possibly building another tank. In the background, War Pigs is playing again. War Pigs from Black Sabbath. She's just saying all sorts of unconnected phrases. I don't think that a lot of it meant anything, but maybe they did.
Making a team. That's what she should be doing.
She's focusing on war games, but building a tank as well, maybe.
Yeah, it's probably a new tank.
We get Cameron Grimes versus Jake. Cameron Grimes to the moon. Versus Jake Atlas. Fucking Jake Atlas hasn't done a lot since he got like beaten up by Ciampa, and then that storyline was kind of dropped. So it's like he's always just there to do jobs. So I didn't really pay too much detail to this one. There's a few arm drags from Atlas. There's a good series of German suplexes from Atlas and from Grimes. Then Grimes gets a mid-ring Spanish fly on Atlas. Then a cave-in for the 3 count. So after that, the angle plays out that Grimes is celebrating his win, and behind him is Dexter Lumis just standing there in his spooky kind of way. He's supposed to be like a serial killer, but he looks like a serial killer. The idea behind a serial killer is the least likely person that you would suspect. he kind of goes against that kind of thing. And then he shows a video on the video screen of their past encounters, the past matches they've had, the House of Terrors matches, the blindfold matches, and the common denominator in all the matches is that Cameron Grimes runs away. So
nice
yes, he's a good caricaturist.
Yeah,
he does do a lot of good artwork. He unfurls a strap, a very long rubber leather strap. Even so, he's kind of indicating that he wants a strap match with Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes runs away, and he's just like, "No, I don't want a strap match with you." No, and then that's him done. What do you think about a strap match between these two guys?
Yeah,
should be fun. Should be. Yeah,
I like it. I think Loomis has got himself over really well for a guy that doesn't actually really speak. Plays the part really well. He knows the part. He knows the character, and that comes across really well. And Grimes, was a fan of him back in TNA. Fan of him here. He's just that annoying little prick. And the whole Southern thing helped as well.
Trevor Lee, wasn't he?
Yeah, everyone thought this is such a stupid gimmick when he first came on, but it's really grown.
Yeah.
That's him though. I think he's got it over. He's just committed to it. You get guys who get given gimmicks and they kind of half-arse it, where both of these guys have been given these characters and they've just smashed it.
Yeah, see, I don't mind Dexter Lumis. There's like guys like Alvarez really hates him, and there's like other podcasts that really hate him as well. I don't mind him. I don't know. I can't. I don't understand what the hate is.
Brian Alvarez hates everything.
I like Alvarez. -5 stars. So
He's never going to be a main eventer, but he's going to be a good mid card character. You can have good feuds with people.
Exactly. So then, speaking of Grimes, there's like after that there's a footage of Rhea Ripley walking backstage, looking contemplative, and commentary are putting her over, saying, she's probably thinking about what her next move is. What is next for Rhea Ripley? Then Cameron Grimes is backstage, look like he's walking away, walking out. He gets confronted by Regal. Grimes says he's busy. He's got people to see. Regal says, "Yeah, you got me to see." And Regal books a strap match between him and Lumis for TakeOver. Grimes then asks Regal why he hates him so much. And he says, "It's because of your personality, I think." And then walks off. You think, "Oh, poor Grimes." And we get Rhea Ripley in the ring, cutting the promo. She's putting over Io. She says Io is really strong. The hug was due to respect. She doesn't like Rio. It's basically just she respects her. Then Raquel Gonzalez and Candice LeRae and Toni Storm come to the ring, slagging her off, saying all sorts of shit. And Raquel Gonzalez has got Io on her shoulders. Io's completely out cold, dead, arms dangling down and stuff. They storm into the ring. They beat up Rhea. Raquel Gonzalez single arm powerbombs Rhea. Make the note that there's like 2 Australians and 1 Kiwi in the ring. Oddly enough. And Rhea is just there left lying, and you can see the rest of the girls just walking off into the distance, admiring their handiwork. So looks like the War Games team's kind of building up. It looks to me like you've got Rhea Ripley, Ember Moon,
Sure.
who else?
Shotzi.
Yes, yeah.
So
the pieces are kind of coming together.
So you got to have someone dive off the cage, don't we?
Who do you think is going to dive off the cage?
Yeah.
Io. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she moonside off it last year.
Holy shit! Yes, she did. Yeah.
There's no one in the other match who's going to dive off the cage, really, is there? That's Pat McAfee decides to do something stupid.
He just might. Fuck.
We need someone to dive off the cage.
So then we get Boa with I can't remember what her name is.
Mia Yim.
Xia Li. Yeah, that's it. Xia Li.
Xia Li.
They're in a car. They're getting driven to an undisclosed location. They pull up to this lockup kind of thing. They're looking really scared. They've got dark eyes, like they haven't slept. Yonks. Big draggled hair as well. So they put the locker. There's candles. There's Chinese symbols on this shutter type thing. There's a woman there's a person shrouded in a black cloak. They both plead their case. The old bloke's there from the week before as well. They were saying, "Oh, we tried. We're sorry. We're really sorry. We tried. It's all in subtitles. The hooded figure marks both their hands. So who do you think it could possibly be, and what would all this mean? What the 2 of you?
I honestly have no clue. Watched much at NXT to know what's really happening. I watched Brian Zane's Who Want It Better. That's pretty much my knowledge of NXT.
What about you, Nick? Any thoughts?
No, I've watched it this week specifically, to do this. I haven't really caught it the last few weeks, so I'm thinking I'm missing a few bits and bobs here and there. So that went over me.
I think it could be Mako Satomura, who recently signed, but I think she only signed as like a trainer's deal, but it could be her. if you've never seen Mako Satomura, just Google her and watch a few matches from her. She's really, really good. So
Kairi Sane's return. Confirmed.
Kairi Sane. Yeah.
It won't be, but...
No, it won't be her.
We can hope.
We can hope, yes. She escaped the main roster and come back to NXT so she didn't get beaten up by Nia Jax.
Well, she went back to Japan, so she should be her husband, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Evil, her husband?
Is it really?
So,
I did not know that. So then...
Evil is with someone.
Oh.
I'll double check.
Everrise are in the ring. They're about to have a match with someone. We don't even know who they're having a match with because they get jumped by the grizzled young veterans. And Kevin Owens doesn't even know who they are. It's like, who the hell are these guys?
Yeah.
The grizzled guys. So Zach Gibson cuts his promo. We are the grizzled young veterans. I am Zach Gibson, Liverpool's #1. This is James Drake, and we are soon to be NXT's #1. And then they hit the Ticket to Mayhem on one of Everrise. I can't remember which one it is. And then that segment ends. What do you guys think about the grizzled young veterans making their re-debut in NXT?
I love the grizzled young veterans. I love Zach Gibson. Liverpool's #1.
Shoes off if you hate Gibson. Shoes off if you hate Gibson. Yes, this should be good.
I love how the crowd interacts with Zach Gibson.
Fantastic. The Americans won't know that one too well, I don't think. So it may not. You may not get that chant with the American crowd.
I'll be proud if they do it. I'll be proud.
I would be too. I'd be fucking really, really amazed.
UK is a lot better for crowd chants than the US.
Yes, they are. We are indeed. So, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell are walking to their car. They're getting interviewed. Candice LeRae saying anyone that gets in front of their team, their War Games team, are just going to get run over. Indy Hartwell's wearing a neck brace.
It's a bit extreme, isn't it?
She's selling it pretty well. So she's wearing a neck brace because she took the Eclipse. Johnny Gargano comes out, gets them all in the car. He says something. He's bigging up his wife. He said, "Oh yeah, she's going to win next at War Games. I'm going to win the US, the North American title. Yeah, Team Gargano." So they get in the car, and there's another ghost face in the car. So it's like, it's not Indy Hartwell, it's another person. Don't know if it's male or female. It could be anybody. But who could it be? Who do you think anyone? Either of you, do you think it could be anyone that we've seen before or someone new?
It was me, Austin. It was me, Austin.
Austin.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Alistair Black is released back down to NXT. It's Alistair Black.
Yes, that's a fucking shout. Yay. Austin Theory.
That sounds likely. I think Austin Theory's a good shout.
Yeah, it is, to be fair.
I'm definitely Black, but Black's got denied return to NXT.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being optimistic and hopeful and wishful and unicorns.
It'd be cool if it was Alistair Black.
Yeah, well.
So then we come to the main event of the evening, which is Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne in the ladder match for the man advantage at War Games. So you've got the rest of Undisputed Era on one podium watching on, and Oni and Birch on the other podium. So you're kind of at the moment thinking, hold on. Oh, well, actually, because I was thinking, right, why is there only two there? But then you think back to the promo that Pat McAfee cut earlier on. He said he was going to be watching from home anyway. So that kind of explains why there's only Oni and Birch. So I've just answered my own question. So this is a brutal match, this. You've got Kyle just going straight after Pete. Pete doesn't even have a chance to take off his jacket thing. Kyle goes for like a flying move off the apron to Pete Dunne on the floor, but gets punched in the gut. Pete gets a ladder, drapes the ladder across the barrier and the ring, so it's just there like Chekhov's gun. You know, someone's going to go through that eventually. He's catapulted into the protective barrier, into the plexiglass. Kyle climbs up the ladder. He takes an awkward fall after Pete Dunne pushes him off the ladder. He just instead of like falling downward straight, which people usually would do, he twists as he falls down, lands on his back, and then the ladder lands on him as well. It just looks fucking rough as anything. It just looks absolutely horrific. Commentary mentioned Pete Dunne's 865-day reign as NXT UK champion, like the longest reign of any champion in the modern era.
For now.
Now,
Walter's catching up, I think.
Is he? He's on how many days?
600.
600? Fucking hell. Fucking. So then, you got a ladder that is propped up in the corner. Pete Dunne does a run, or he's flung into it, and he does a backflip over Kyle O'Reilly, because Kyle O'Reilly's been working over Pete Dunne's legs throughout the earlier parts of the match. Pete Dunne kind of buckles and hurts his knee, which then enables Kyle O'Reilly to do a dragon screw on Pete Dunne's legs, punches his knee. The ladder that was draped from the ring to the barrier, Pete Dunne suplexes Kyle O'Reilly from inside the ring to the outside of the ring through the ladder, and they both go through the ladder. They're on the floor, lying just completely like fucked up. After the commercial break, you see them both back in the ring. Pete Dunne gets a chair. Kyle O'Reilly cuts him off. He gets the chair again and tries to hit Kyle O'Reilly with the chair, but Kyle O'Reilly punches the chair back into Pete Dunne's face, and Kyle O'Reilly kind of fucks his hand up as well. Kyle O'Reilly gets a guillotine choke onto Pete Dunne and puts him to sleep, but Kyle O'Reilly has to release the hold because he can't hang on to it for so long because his arms are fucked. Which is good continuity. He's selling his injuries. They're both selling their injuries quite well, or very well even. It's kind of an antithesis to see wrestlers do that. You sometimes get, let's say, Seth Rollins on a Raw having his knee injured, but then suddenly getting a comeback and he's doing all sorts of flips and stuff. Then you have Kyle O'Reilly getting an ankle lock onto Pete Dunne as Pete Dunne's actually climbing on the ladder. Pete Dunne tries for an enziguri but misses Kyle O'Reilly. Lands on his face, lands on his knee. So he's again selling the knee. And let's see. They're both fast forwarding to close to the end of the match. Both climb up the ladder. They get to the top, but at the top, Pete Dunne does the finger break spot on Kyle. So he has to fall to the floor. Kyle shakes the ladder, so they both are ended up on the ring again. Clothesline exchange. Kyle climbs the ladder again. Pete Dunne hits Kyle with a chair. into his knee, then onto his back, hits the bitter end onto the guardrail on the outside. Kyle eventually gets back in. Pete Dunne's nearly at the top of the ladder, tips him off the ladder onto the outside. Kyle gets to the top of the ladder, but suddenly like a hooded figure comes in, tips Kyle off the ladder. Pete Dunne climbs up to the ladder to win the match and to take down the man advantage for War Games. And that's how the show ends. So I think it's pretty obvious who the hooded figure was. Oh, pretty damn obvious, really. I mean, who did you guys think the hooded figure was? ... Not really. Who did you think it was?
McAfee.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of something really random to say, like fucking Dunk the Clown or something, but no, man.
Absolutely obvious that it was Pat McAfee. It's just like, come on. So he wasn't at home watching from. He wasn't watching from the comfort of his own home. He was lurking about, ready to have an involvement in this match, like the sneaky bastard that he is. So overall, I enjoyed that episode of NXT. I thought it was fairly solid. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't god awful. There have been some stinkers of NXT. I think if I had watched, what I usually do is to watch NXT before watching AEW, because if I watch AEW, I'll not want to watch NXT. But in this instance, if I had watched AEW first, I would have wanted to watch this particular episode of NXT, if that makes any sense at all. Speaking of which, we now have the AEW review.
I thought it was a lot better show.
You thought AEW was the better show?
Yeah, I liked the main event in NXT. I liked Thatcher Kushida. I loved the Kevin Owens show segment, but I thought this show is a bit more consistent.
It's no besmirchment on NXT. NXT wasn't good, but just Dynamite for me. I've mentioned this in the group chat earlier. There was no part of Dynamite I did not like this week.
Plus, Miro made a meme, so I'm happy.
Go away, or whatever it was. It's like, put the cookie down. That's what it looked like.
Put the cookie down.
Put the cookie down. Put the cookie down. So we start off with Hangman Page versus Alex Silver, John Silver.
I love John Silver.
He's excellent in this match. He was so funny. It was like he was treating it like an exhibition match. They were doing the strong arm spot. It was like, oh yeah, look at my guns, look at my guns. He slaps Hangman Page on his ass as well. It's like, treat it more seriously. The promo beforehand, just like, yeah, we like Hangman Page. We like him a lot, but Johnny is hungry. Yeah. So like, fucking up. Strap this guy straight away or something. You make him more prominent.
I still haven't seen him beat Elite yet. It's something I need to do.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I heard he's really hilarious on being Elite. I've seen bits and pieces, but not enough to really make me want to stick with it. And going back to Hangman Page's entrance, his little tagline thing says that he lost his phone for 6 weeks and he was too cheap to buy a new one.
Oh dear.
JR mentions that he came to the ring without a drink in his hand as well. It's like little touches like that, pretty funny. So there's a lot of, this is again a bit of a fast-paced match. A lot of diving cross bodies from John Silver onto Hangman Page, and Page caught almost two of them all the time, and one of them was reversed into an overhead suplex, to which Page got a running shooting star splash for a near 2 count. So again, it's just like Silver not really taking the match too seriously until a certain point where a switch kind of switch clicks, and he's just throwing punches, he's throwing chops, he's throwing hurricane runners all over the place. He meets the attempt of a buckshot lariat into a hurricane runner, which was crisp, which is really, really, really crisp from John Silver. Hits a brainbuster for a 2 count as well. Dishing out yes kicks, although they're not called yes kicks. It's the type of kicks. I mean, so Page is on the deck, kneeling.
What do you mean? It's the it kicks made famous by the Miz.
I don't recognise that person, I'm afraid. Yes, that person does not exist. Page gets a Liger bomb for 2. After the Liger bomb, he hits the buckshot lariat, turns Silver inside out, gets a 3 count. The Dark Order come out and they say, "Oh, we don't want to jump you, Page. We know you're in a group, and that group you wanted to leave that group, and that group did not allow you to leave. And in our eyes, that's a cult. Ooh. If you want us, you know where you can find us. We've got a lot of respect for you. We're the people that you can rely on. There's not a lot of people that you can rely on, and then they go, and that's that. So that was a decent match. What did you think of the match? And that segment with that interaction with the Dark Order as well. What did you think? Either of you? Nick?
Yes. So I thought James was going to speak then, but yeah, no, it was all good for me. Paige, obviously, you've got this whole redemption story starting off now. Knowing what AEW do, they'll do it slowly, but they'll do it well, and then obviously eventually leading to Omega down the line. But yeah, just anything with John Silver in, if they want to sort of use the Dark Order as the first stepping stones for this redemption thing, I mean, it's planted like numerous seeds, and there's different ways it can go. So I'm invested. I'm interested to see what they do.
What about you, James?
My own thing is going to end up with a Hangman Brody Lee feud.
I thought that as well.
There's a spot I want to see. Hangman goes for his buckshot lariat, and Brody counters it to a discus lariat as he flips up. I just thought that sounds very nice.
Oh, he ducks it, goes for the buckshot. Brody goes to the discus, he ducks the discus, goes back through the ropes, turns around and buckshots it the other way.
That'd be cool as well.
Do you think that there'd be a stipulation where if you beat me, then you don't have to join, but if I beat you, you have to join?
Yeah, if Hangman loses, he joins the Dark Order. Something like that.
Maybe he'll win, but he joins anyway. Ooh.
His way to get to the top.
Yeah. So then, again, Nick.
He wins. He takes over, and he just turns them all into cowboys. And you've got like a whole regulators.
The
Ranch Order.
Young Guns is such an underrated film.
Cowboy shit.
I have to search that out. Cowboy shit. So we've got Kenny. This is a promo and a half. It's the promo of the week. Kenny's being interviewed by Alex Marvez. He recaps last week. Kenny Omega's just like, the more things change, the more they stay the same. He recaps what happened between him and Moxley last year, when Moxley put him through the glass table, when Moxley crept up behind him and attacked him. The fact that people are saying, Moxley's the best wrestler in the world, and Moxley's appearing on PWI and other magazines more prominently than he is. And then when Kenny wins the tournament, the people are saying, "Oh, the cleaner's back. The best belt machine's back. Oh, he's back. He's back. He's back." And he's like, right, I've clawed my way to the top, just by being me, just by grinding all sorts of stuff. And he wants Moxley to leave the garbage wrestling at home for once. He wants Moxley to beat him clean in the ring. He wants to be submitted or beaten just by pure ability alone, and leave the thumbtacks and the weapons at home. Walks off, comes back, and then says, "Oh, congratulations on your news." And then goes on about Moxley's dad. Oh, interesting story about your dad. It sounds tough, but I don't think he's too tough. And on his best day, I don't think your dad. I think my dad could beat the shit out of your dad.
It sounds like something you would say in primary school to the other kid. My dad can beat up your dad.
Absolutely. That was like, oh my god. Fucking fire.
I could beat up the Miz's dad.
Everyone can beat up the Miz's dad.
Well, put some respect on George Miz's name.
Zack Ryder's dad definitely could beat up George Miz. Fuck. George Miz.
Put some respect on his name.
Respect. Look. Darby Allin is setting fire to cars in some field, as you do. And the car says Taz's catchphrase on "Survive if I," or actually it was either "Survive if I let you" or "Beat me if I can." It's probably "Survive if I let you" because I think that's fewer words. It's one of the two. I can't remember now. But he sets fire to that car. Actually, he smashed the window with his skateboard, then sets fire to the car. We get the newly named Powerhouse Hobbs. Willie Hobbs, now Powerhouse Hobbs.
What a shit name.
I think yeah, I don't know.
Why did you say Will the Powerhouse Hobbs?
That would have made more sense. Maybe it would have been more of a Justin Roberts, Will the Powerhouse Hobbs. That would have worked if he, yeah.
Or the Powerhouse Will Hobbs. It's not hard.
At least it's not just Hobbs.
Yeah, just Hobbs.
Call him Hobbs.
Hobnob.
I think it's better than Powerhouse Hobbs, to be honest.
So anyway, he comes out in a singlet, which is a orange and black singlet. So it's basically Taz colours. It's inspired by Taz, and a black towel that's cut up so his head can pop through it, and his arms can pop through it, which is reminiscent of what Tyson used to wear when he came out for his boxing matches, which he actually tweeted that, or somebody tweeted it, like a fan saying, "Oh look, he's come out in his he's come out like Mike Tyson," and Hobbs says, "Yes, somebody finally gets it." So he's got two influences there, Taz and Tyson. So he's up against the might of Lee Johnson, the Cockney painter and decorator, the Cockney plasterer. That's what his name sounds like one to me anyway. Taz on commentary is just slagging off the Gun Club, saying Billy Gunn's got like 20 odd kids at ringside. He's saying something about the collective effort in coming up with Hobbs's name and Hobbs's outfit, and that Brian Cage was just sat in the corner eating protein. Hobbs is just flinging Johnson about like yesterday's news. He's just beating the living shit out of him. Ends it with a slam. Taz comes to the ring. Just says to Lee, "Yeah, I'll handle this. You can go." Then cuts a promo, kind of work to shoot promo, where he says that AEW are not paying respect to the FDW title. They're not acknowledging it. He wants someone in management to come and talk to him right now. He's basically hijacking the show. He wants the powers that be to come and acknowledge the title, to pay it respect. And then his mic gets cut off. And they're just standing there like saying, you can't hear what he's saying. And then he gets another mic from the ring announcer, and he starts again. He says, "Right, I'm not going to leave, and if you cut this mic off, I'm going to go to the announce desk and I'm going to use a headset. I know how these things work." And he calls out one of the producers as well. He says, I can't remember what the producer's name is. And then on commentary, they're just like, he's called out producer. I can't believe he's done that. So they're kind of like saying, he's broken kayfabe. It's kind of like he is breaking kayfabe, but it's blatantly work. Otherwise, I think Tony Khan would have been out there. Then Cody comes out because Taz's mic is cut again. Cody comes out. Cody's just like, all right, calm down. We'll run your. How about this? We'll run your idea up the flagpole, which must have been some sort of insider term that they used in WWE as well, or maybe everywhere else, because that just ticks him off. Taz just goes fucking ape shit after that. He's just like, are you going to treat me like that? What are you going to do next? You're going to say that creative is nothing for me, or are you going to wish me best in my future endeavors? That fucking. So I think running it up the flagpole may have been said in WWE when they say, we'll talk to Vince, we'll run up the flagpole, and nothing got done, or something. It was just something to appease.
Good job saying, we'll think about it, but we won't do anything about it, though.
Yes, exactly. Otherwise, why would fucking Taz come on like that? So then Cody just comes back and is like, right. If this title's so good, if this title means so much, then what about your son? If your son means so much, what about him? Hook. He's going by the name Hook. Like Disney might want to have a word with you about that name. Why is he training with me and not you? Taz drops the mic, so Taz talks to Cody face to face, only so the TV camera mics can pick up on it. And Taz just says to Cody, "That was dumb. You've gone too far. That was stupid. And then he leaves. Goes to leave, and then Cody's just like at the camera, cut the segment, and then Taz puts the Taz mission onto Cody, chokes out Cody, and the Gun Cub come along, make the save, and his son's actually out there. Tyler, I think his name is. Taz has spoken about his son on his radio show loads of times, and he was training to be like a. He wasn't training to be a wrestler the last time that he spoke about me. He was training to be a lacrosse player, and he was pretty jacked. And he was talking about going to the gym with his son, and his son was taking too long in between sessions and stuff. I can't remember if he ever mentioned that he wanted his son to get into wrestling, but it's just really surprising that his son is getting into wrestling. Taz also spoke about whenever he watched WWE, there was two wrestlers getting into something. They were supposed to be getting personal between them. They always had the mic, and they were always talking into the mic. But it was like, why don't you just drop the mic for a second? Just drop the mic and just let the camera pick the camera mic pick up the noise, the sound of you two talking. It seems more natural. So he's done that here with that. I think, all right, that's pretty cool. He's actually employed what he said, which WWE never do, or which he wished WWE would stop doing. So Taz leaves with his son Tyler Hook. Hook's got the FDW title, and they both leave. So what did you think of that segment there, James? Did you like it or not?
I thought the whole Taz thing went on a little bit long. I thought, but it's good. I didn't know if it was. I thought it went a little bit long, but it did hook you in still. It's what I liked.
Is that a pun?
What about you, Nick? What do you think of it?
I popped shoes. I was just like, yes, Taz mission.
Yeah, I'll pop for the Taz mission.
I'm old school. I'm probably around your age, Ryan, where I sort of ECW was my jam, sort of late 90s. As much as when I got back into WWE, I very quickly jumped over to ECW and went through their back catalogue. Yeah, I was an out and out ECW guy, so Taz will always hold the utmost respect from me, and his promo works boss. And just to see the Taz mission again, yeah, I was like a giddy little kid.
It kind of dawned on me as well. It's just like AEW seem to have a knack of taking guys that you thought were, well, they took guys that were cast by the wayside or that you thought were washed up, reinventing them and presenting them in a better way. You've got Eddie Kingston, who's just come back from the NWA. The NWA seems to have died, so he's come back. He's made a huge impression on this show. He's been in 2 title matches. You've got Taz come back and he's on fire. Jake the Snake as well. Tully. And Matt Hardy as well. If you see later on, is resurrected Big Money Matt. So we will come to that in a minute. It's just like fucking hell. AEW got an absolute knack of injecting older talent or experienced talent with more confidence instead of casting them away and moving them to backstage roles or some shit like that. And you can just see it employed really well with the guys that I've just mentioned. It's really good work. Speaking of Eddie Kingston.
Sorry, man. Before you go, I need to shoot off. Apologies. So I'm going to leave you and James to discuss the rest of the show. I'd say bye. And just for the record, this episode of AEW was awesome. I loved every single part of it. And if you two say anything negative about it, I'm going to fall out with you.
Okay, right.
Cheers. See you soon.
Bye, man.
So we have Alex Marvez interviewing Eddie Kingston. Eddie just slagging off Pac, Boop Bop Bop, or whatever your name is. Slagging off Death Triangle, saying, that's their MO, they're high flying guys, they do flips and whatever. Screw them all. And then you have Moxley coming along. Moxley just squares up to him, doesn't say a word. He just says, it wasn't me. You got your own stuff to deal with, so have I. So don't come looking at me. And then Moxley just walks off again, just says nothing at all.
Yeah, this was cool. Who do you think attacked Moxley then?
I'm going with Kenta.
I thought Kenta.
Kenta's cashing in his briefcase.
Imagine if they'd done that on NXT. Not NXT. What am I on?
What? The Miz cashing in on Balor?
No, I meant.
No, work.
I went. Kenta facing Moxley for the IWGP US title on AEW.
For the US title.
Yeah, that one.
On AEW, I don't think New Japan would allow that. I think they'll just allow the fact that he can appear on their show, but not have their title defend on their show.
Yeah, probably happen at Tokyo Dome, probably. Nothing.
We got Top Flight versus the Hybrid 2 after the Hybrid 2 had ambushed them last week, ruined their debut. This was a pretty high fly, flippy kind of a match. What do you think of the Hybrid 2? I'm just going to take some water.
Well, individually, they're both amazing. I've watched Angelico and Lucha Underground. He's absolutely incredible. Jack Evans is Jack Evans. He likes to flip, sometimes too much. But this hasn't clicked with them in AEW yet. No. They've been on Dark a load of times. Something just hasn't clicked, but I think they're going to be Bucks' first challengers by the way it's going.
TH2?
Yeah, it's just one title, just for the first title match, and the Bucks are going something bigger.
Oh, fair enough.
I thought, because they mentioned backstage promo they want the Young Bucks. But they also won that tonight. I thought if they won, I thought that'd be Young Bucks' next challengers. But you can't give away the rematch with FTR on free TV anyway. So it makes sense for a little filler feud between like these three teams for a month or so.
Did you see them on Dark in that Britt Baker thing, the waiting room?
Yeah, I got confused. That's why I don't watch weekly wrestling TV, because I'd get confused. I'm watching them bloody ages.
It was an odd segment. Reba was asleep in the background. It was just strange. I think it's trying to be a bit like the Flair for the Gold. Kind of had that look of it. So Hybrid 2 win with a bizarre looking leg lock.
Yeah.
He jumped into it and then turned it around into a ankle looking leg lock or something, and Angelico just not releasing the hold. Jack Evans is coming in and stomping the hell out of one of the top flight guys, and then the Bucks come along, make the save, chase them off. We get a backstage segment of this is the dumbest thing ever. Well, it's not dumb. I don't know if it's like it should. I'm probably being worked by this because Vicky Guerrero is with Nyla Rose, and Vicky Guerrero is talking about nepotism. It's like, hold on, there was a women's tournament on like a month ago on YouTube, and your daughter was the ring announcer. So how's that for nepotism? I think I was just probably being worked. Obviously, I was being worked, and I got sucked in. So she's going on about nepotism and Jade Cargill and Brandy Rhodes and what happens the prior week with the assault on Brandy Rhodes by Jade Cargill and Nyla Rose. So all right, second. What did you think? Did you have any opinions on that one at all?
I mean, I'd be more into it if Vicky Guerrero made Nyla look like a bitch in full gear. But
I was thinking that as well. It's just like, what's going on between you two? Is she now face it, or why did you slap her? That hasn't been followed up on.
they're just like laughing with each other now. It's like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Follow up on storylines. I get so
followed up at all.
frustrated when WWE do this and just forget about stuff.
There was a time that happened on. It was like the reverse. There were storylines that were started but on Dark, and nobody watched them, and they followed them up on Dynamite, and you're just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is this about? Like how Bunny was with the Nightmare family, all of a sudden it was like, what was that all?
And now she's all of a sudden back with Butch and the Blade.
Butch and the Blade. I think that was at the behest of Eddie Kingston anyway.
Yeah.
But again, it happened on Dark when she got back with him. So we get a match 50 years in the making of a sort. Jake Hager and Chris Jericho versus SCU. Chris Jericho. SCU. Chris Jericho's never been in the ring with Christopher Daniels at all in his whole career.
That's mad.
Fucking hell. It's absolutely insane. Or is it? I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of Chris Jericho doing indies before.
No.
Like Ring of Honor or anything like that, or PWG. So it kind of makes sense that the paths would have not crossed if they just went a different if they went different paths, different promotions. So, but yeah, between the whole 50-year career, or combined 50 years, neither of them have fought each other. So it's a match that is typified with a lot of interference by the Inner Circle. Kazarian is very active in this match as well. Kazarian shows a lot of aerial skills. Christopher Daniels isn't too shabby in this match either. Christopher Daniels is pretty damn good, even though people are saying he's slowing down a bit.
You were at 50.
Yeah, I probably would, yeah. I'm close to that now.
Yeah, same. I'm 21.
Then what happens in this match again? My notes are just trying to look through the notes. Somebody gets hit with a ring.
Kazarian, I think.
Yeah, Kazarian gets hit with a ring. And it's pinned by Jericho with a 3. And the rest of the that's a back elbow. That's a back elbow to Christopher Daniels. Yeah, the Judas effect on Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels gets pinned by Jericho. Christopher Daniels got hit by MJF with the ring, and then there's a brawl afterwards. And Kazarian hits MJF square in the face, which he moans about later on. Who the hell sucker punches a guy? I'm Steven Matt. It's like, you cheeky bastard, you fucking did it. So a huge melee ensues, and who are they saved by?
Scorpio Sky.
Yeah, Scorpio Sky comes in with a chair, and all 10, well, not 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, all 7 of the inner circle run from one guy with a chair. It's like, okay, he's got a chair, but at least one of you, at least 2 of you can gang up on him whilst he's got his back to him. But that segment ends. What did you think of that?
It was fine. I like MJF when he did the backstage interview saying, I got attacked unnecessarily after he punched him with a ring. It's quite funny. But yeah, I've got Kazarian versus Jericho next week. Which if you told me that 6 years ago, I'm a bit more excited, but yeah, it should be fine though.
Should be fine. Then you get the backstage segment of Kip, Miro, and
I love this.
What's happened with the best man segment? Are they getting married still, or has that happened? And
I don't know.
What? So
I have no idea.
They're going to introduce the gaming segment. Orange Cassidy comes along and turns off it looks like an Xbox.
Yeah, it was Xbox One S. He just walks in, turns it off, and leaves again.
And then there's a brawl with Miro and Sabian and Chucky T and Trent. They're fighting in the like a car park or some shit. Sabian gets power bombed into a porta toilet. Miro grabs the TV camera
and tells him to get out of its way.
Get out of the way! Shakes the TV camera. It just looks really, really silly. And fucking Orange Cassidy just stood there, not even getting involved. It's like, hold on, you started all this shit. Why are you not in there helping him? Okay, it's a fair fight, but still, you know. And then you have the recap of what happened to Mox last week being laid out by a mystery assailant, which we're all kind of speculating on. Is it fucking Kenta? Is it Hangman Page? Nobody knows as yet. Which leads on to the contract signing part 2 for Kenny versus Mox. Kenny's introduced by he's at first introduced by Shivani, Then Justin Roberts does his introduction, his long introduction, the South Carolina thing. I still don't understand that or what he's saying. Kenny is stood in the entranceway in silhouette. The dancing girls are there with their brooms. And then creeping up behind Kenny's silhouette is a silhouette of Moxley. Moxley does his neck crank thing. And you see fucking beating the living shit out of Kenny. And then he throws Kenny through the paper or whatever it is, throws him into the ring, puts the belt on the floor, on the ring, gives him the paradigm shift onto the belt, and then cuts a promo on Kenny while Kenny's just nursing his neck. Says words to the effect that I don't play games, I am the king, some shit, which is apparently some sort of Game of Thrones reference or something. I don't know.
Winter is coming. I haven't watched it, so I would have no clue.
And he's got a T-shirt that says "Violent Gentleman" on. I want to fucking get that T-shirt. If there's any merch of AEW I want to get, is that. And you're just rooting for Moxley during the whole of this. It's just like he said something. I think it was in last week's promo where he says he's the kind of guy that is quiet, but he can be opinionated, but he doesn't have to say things. He doesn't have to break the silence of a room just for the sake of breaking it. It's like, shit, that's really relatable, man. Fucking hell. And it just comes across as really relatable in every segment that he's in. Even though he's earning loads more money than I am, and he's fucking world famous. Scouting that, he's kind of got similar sort of personality traits as any normal guy. Then you get the backstage segment of the Inner Circle and MJF talking to Alex Marvez, and Jericho points his baseball bat at the camera and then basically fills the camera. What did you think of that segment, or what Jericho said?
Yeah, Jericho's Jericho, isn't he? Always good.
He's good value.
Yeah. And one thing about the Kenny Omega Moxie segment, one thing I thought was quite funny. Moxie shouts, "Hey! Cheers, Tony."
Yeah. He's got something more to say. Hey! Thanks.
Can I just say something quick?
Yep.
I just saw online what happened on main event. First of all, Ricochet, Jeff Hardy is on it.
Oh, fucking hell.
But listen to this. The Miz and John Morrison held Miz TV with Retribution, but R-Truth and the Gobbledygooker interrupted. Mason T-Bar attacked the Gooker.
This happened on main event?
Yep.
What the fuck? I'm going to have to watch that now. Nobody watches that shit? Oh my god.
I just had to say that because that just sounds so weird. Miz John Morrison held Miz TV with Retribution. R-Truth and Gobbledygooker interrupted. Mason T-Bar attacked the Gooker.
I'm astounded. I'm absolutely fucking amazed.
That's enough internet for me for one day.
Why would Retribution agree to do an interview? For fuck's sake. So we have the usual second to last match spot of the evening on AEW Dynamite, which is the women's match. Shida versus Anna Jay. Anna Jay accompanied by Ty Conti and a few of the Dark Order guys as well. Not a lot of major interference here. Ty Conti...
Ty strapped the referee. Oh God! Strapped the referee. John Cena threw kendo stick and she whacked him in the knee.
Yes. Apart from that, I was coming to that. I think Ty, Anna Jay wanted Ty throw in a chair, and Ty was just like, "No, you don't need the chair." And so they were tussling with the chair, and then the kendo stick got thrown in. Yes, it was a ruse. It was set up all along. She gets hit in the knee. She gets hit in the knee with the kendo stick. She tries to go for a suplex after that, like a few moves later, but she can't hit it because her knee's bad. So she buckles and she nearly gets pinned for 3. by Anna Jay, which is a good kind of continuity situation. And Sheila just wins with a running knee move. She usually does and retains the championship. Well, what were your thoughts on this?
It was okay. Not too much to it, to be honest.
And afterwards, Abaddon made her entrance, a spooky, crazy entrance. Unless she's like been building up wins on Dark, she can't possibly be the number one contender.
I feel like I would have been more excited if she hadn't been just on Dark.
If she had just been on Dark,
no, if she's actually been on TV.
Right. Right.
Not just on Dark.
Yeah.
That would have been a bit more excited about this, but it is what it is.
She licks the title as well. It's just like, come on, COVID, man, COVID. Don't do that. But, and Sheila's like scared, shitless looking at Abaddon.
She sold it really well.
Yeah, she did.
She just sold it really well. So this is that.
Then we get a couple of backstage segments. You get the Big Money Matt slacking people off, saying, "Oh, what would you do in my situation? I overcome lots of adversities. I beat Sammy Guevara. What would you do in your mundane lives? Your mundane kind of thing." It's just like, holy shit, he's turned heel. Big Money Matt is back, but I think he's calling it something else. I don't know if it's going to be Big Money Matt.
Oh, iconic.
Yeah, iconic Matt Hardy. But yeah, it's for all intents and purposes, it's Big Money Matt. We get the team tags cutting a promo. Ricky Starks is cutting a fire promo on everyone. Or it's a recap of what's happened and the fact that he and Cage beat Cody and Darby Allin last week. So it's a bit of a recapy kind of a promo. There's nothing much to it. And Brian Cage wings in with his line as well. So it's a very good promo from Ricky Starks, but
I thought
it doesn't have much. And you just get Cage saying, yeah, you guys are gonna go down or some shit like that. And we get Los Triangulos de la Muerte or whatever they're called.
That was triangle. Good. That was good.
I don't think that's the right wording. De la Muerte, I think, is correct. I don't know about the triangle, but
Google Translate up.
So, Butcher Blade with the Bunny versus Pac and Ray Phoenix with Penta at ringside as well. Penta is injured; he can't compete. They immediately get jumped out of the ring by Butcher and Blade. Match is a series of throws, a lot of submission moves. Pac looks a lot better in this match. I think there's like some glaring botches and some glaring bits of rust last week, but not so much this week. Penta LZM is doing a good cheerleading spot outside the ring. The Blade works over Phoenix quite a lot. Phoenix makes good comebacks. Pac hits or goes for shooting star press, but misses that. Lands on his feet, which fucking must hurt his knees.
Because the shooting star press lands on his feet and rolls over the other way.
Yeah, it's just disorientating as well. I don't know how you fucking do that. It's really fucking crazy move. And then what was the finish? Butcher and Blade try is it Full Death or whatever it's called? where they get their, I think it's called Full Death. I could be wrong about that, but it's they get Fenix into their suplex sit out powerbomb move, pin Fenix for the win. Kingston comes in, and that's it. That's the show done because they. Oh no, it isn't the show done. Because fucking, it's so weird because Lance Archer. Lance Archer. Is that even his name? It is, isn't it?
Lance Archer.
Yeah. Archer comes in and dives into the ring and tries to clean house. So it's like, what? You're a babyface now, or you've just got issues with these guys that need resolving?
I think it's just issues. It's quite funny how you just ran into cross-bodied. It's the butcher straight over the waist of the blade.
That was fucking awesome, that. Jake the Snake's out there as well. It's like, Jake, you shouldn't be out there, man. You got COPD. You need to not be there. Pac gets DDT'd on the chair before all this a couple of times by Kingston. Kingston tries to tee off on the Archer as well. So it looks like Archer's going to be involved in some sort of feud with Kingston at some point. Again, it's slightly bizarre because that's come out of nowhere. We don't know where these issues have come from. Again, that definitely hasn't been built up on Dark and hasn't been alluded to by any promo from Jake. So it's just a bit odd as to where that's come from, but interesting nonetheless. And that's how the show goes off the air. So a good episode of AEW.
Yeah, really good episode. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable. Both NXT and AEW were very good this week. So NXT, AEW doesn't disappoint generally, if ever. You get some you do get some stinkers on NXT, but they're improving their programming in the last few weeks, especially leading up to this War Games. War Games should be exceptional as well. Winter is Coming should be absolutely brilliant as well.
Yeah,
I would say that people are hoping for 1 million. I'd be surprised if it doesn't get 1 million. It's anywhere above the nines. Anywhere below the nines, and I'll be surprised. So overall, what did you think of both shows?
My favourite segment of both shows was still the Kevin Owens show.
Oh yeah,
I popped like 3 or 4 times during that. I loved it, but yeah, I thought NXT I think as a show, AEW is better. But I thought NXT had the better individual bits, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, the ladder match was really good, and the Kevin Owens show segment was really good. There wasn't anything on Dynamite unless they stood out, but it was consistent throughout the whole thing.
Yes.
If it was good, that was bad. Weakest point the women's title match, but other than that, I have no complaints.
Tremendous. So, what are you doing this week? Have you got any more pods? Do you have any retro pods or any pods at all, or anything else?
The poll for my next retro pod will be out. Let's check the dates. Out next Wednesday, 1st December. And it's going to be just one episode next month. It's going to be a Christmas special. Should I give an exclusive right now about what the polls are?
Then. Yeah.
Also, you lot know already, but if you... So, up quick. The poll for next month is got Armageddon 2000. December to Dismember. If you like us in any way, you would not do that. Don't. No, I have to watch it myself. I have to find someone else to watch it as well. Armageddon 2006 happened the same month. TLC 2011, TLC 2015, TLC 2016 is next month's options. Then after that, it'll go from be a couple. After that, be every 2 weeks with one fan vote and one from that month. But other than that, next pods I'll be on Sunday, the Sunday show.
Excellent. Okay, we're almost done. Plug your socials again.
Hey, find me at Twitter at HardCamJames. Please make sure you follow and follow HardCam Wrestling Podcast on Twitter. You need to follow us on tweets at HardCam Podcast. Be much appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and tap the notification bell so you never miss an upload. I really get a hang of this YouTube thing. And don't forget to follow us on Podbean and share with your friends who like wrestling, even if they don't like wrestling. They just want to know what's happening. Just share.
Leave some comments and feedback as well. We need the feedback.
Yes.
We need to know what we're doing right or doing wrong.
It's always nice to know.
It is. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter at Yardy316. I'm on Instagram as well, but I can't remember what the hell my Instagram handle is. So that is the NXT and AEW review in the books. We shall see. Possibly we'll be recording again on Sunday for another list show as well, which should be out on Sunday. But we will see you soon. See you later. Bye.
Bye.